gamers, and welcome to episode 358 of the Super Ultra Podcast Arcade for January 16th, 2022. I am one of your hosts, Daniel Nicholson, and with me is my co-host, Dominic Stallworth. What's going on this week, Dominic?
It's cold as shit. That's what's going on this week.
Yes.
Yeah, like it is, god damn, it is freezing.
Despite being pretty warm like 2 or 3 days ago.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, it was actually all right. I remember coming home and didn't really have to turn the heat on or anything. Sometimes, because I don't really have my thermostat on in the night, because I always seem like I sweat. And I wake up sweating if I have it on at night. Because I think I'll be under the covers, so I feel like I was warm. But when I get out those covers, man, it's like, oh my God. And then I go down, I see like, oh my God, it dropped to like 40-something degrees.
Yep.
Well, it's a house. It's like, let me warm it up. I like the cold, but not freezing, you know?
I like hoodie weather.
Yeah, exactly.
I like a nice chill.
Like, you know what? Like 50s to the 60s, you know? That's good. That's great for me. You know, or maybe the hot 40s, or it depends how it feels.
The good old Florida winter.
And no wind, you know?
Yeah, that's the worst. That is the fucking worst.
The wind fucking
it's cutting. It just slices through you.
But we're supposed to begin as of this podcast, we're supposed to begin some snow later on. Hopefully it doesn't turn out to be that bad. I'm hoping it doesn't. What's it called? Snowstorm what?
Izzy, I think it is.
Izzy. God, Izzy. Just stupid. They don't need to name snowstorms. I mean, goddamn. It's like, come on. Especially if it just turns out to be like 1 inch. It's like, what a waste. Yeah. I mean, I guess for some other places.
I was going to say, I think it's already kind of tearing through some of the other parts of the country.
Yeah.
So.
But I just feel like you don't need a name. Just to say, you know, just for the news programs to say, oh, the destruction of Snowstorm Izzy. Izzy did this.
Yep.
What else is happening? I guess that's it. We can just get right to it. So, it's football. I don't really be talking about because that's what's happening. Well, college football happened, and I'm shocked. I am shocked that Alabama lost to Georgia after Alabama beat up Georgia a few weeks ago. And then Georgia comes out and beat them up. Like, it was a convincing win. I'm like, what the fuck happened? I think somebody said somebody got injured. But I'm like, Alabama has freaking future NFL players on their bench. So I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's like one person out of a whole team is not an excuse, unless it's the quarterback. It sucked. I mean, it wasn't that great of a game because I was hoping to at least be a good game. But if it was going to be a blowout, I would have thought it would be Alabama. And yeah, I was like, darn. They lost. Like, I'm happy, but Alabama still got there. So it's like, it's not, nah. They've been in all of them except for one. like in all the championships. They at least been there. All right, so what else happened? So now we got the NFL playoffs. Of course, you know my team's not in there. Baltimore's not in there. They had a chance, but they lost to the Steelers. And Steelers got in, even though the last game of that weekend was the Chargers and the Raiders. If they would have tied the Chargers and Raiders, those two teams would have gone to the playoffs. And the Steelers would have been had to stay home. So people was like, oh, are they going to just like intentionally just tie?
Yeah.
And do this? Well, you're like, okay, it's not happening. But guess what? It does go to overtime. And you know what I said? I said, whoa, this is fixed. This got to be fixed, right?
Just got to shake hands and walk off the field at that point. Come on.
Yeah. But no, Chargers lost to the Raiders. I was kind of rooting for the Chargers to go. But the Raiders went. So Pittsburgh Raiders are in the playoffs. And Raiders lost, as of this podcast, this is Sunday, so there was a playoff game, 2 playoff games yesterday. Raiders lost to the Bengals, and the Patriots got in, but they lost to the Bills. The Bills beat them, so they got that. Bills got that monkey off their back. They beat Belichick, and like I know they're just loving it. You know, they're just like, oh man, it's been like almost 20 years of just losing to this guy. So Bills fans, I know they're happy, and the Bills look good. They look real good. I want to know if they'll continue to be this team. This is the team that everybody thought they were going to be at the beginning of the season. So we'll see how that goes. Now we got the Cowboys and 49ers. We got the Eagles in Tampa Bay, and then we got the what's the other team? We got the Rams and somebody. And Cardinals, I'm going to say?
Yes. Yep.
Yes.
Rams and Cardinals.
And that's tomorrow, actually.
Yeah.
That's because, but it's another game today, though.
Steelers, Chiefs.
And for the first time, they're doing a Monday night game for the playoffs. I guess the NFL wants to really just get as many faces on these games as possible.
Yeah.
Because usually they would just do, last year they did 3 games yesterday. They only did 2 games yesterday and 3 games today. Now they change it up saying, hey, we want to get a game on Monday. Of course, I'm rooting against Tom Brady and the Bucs. So if they lose, Cowboys and them. But if both those teams lose, I'm happy.
Yeah.
And then I just don't care. But I just had this feeling that I don't think Philly's going to beat them. I don't think they have a chance against this team. Even though people would say like, "Oh, Brady got a lot of injuries on the Bucs, like some of the key players are injured," but they still got good players still playing. Mm-hmm. So it's not like they're done. They still got enough people to win against Philly, definitely. So Cowboys and 49ers, I don't know. I mean, Cowboys look good, but they look good against bad teams. Like, they haven't been that great against teams over 500. 49ers, I think they have a good chance of beating them. Like, 49ers been looking pretty good lately. So I don't think, it's not a sure thing the Cowboys will win at home. Mm-hmm. And Cowboys seem to have had that bad luck. They haven't won a Super Bowl since 95. And so, I mean, they always get to then they'll always get to, but they get to the playoffs, they usually lose their first game. I think they've only been won 1 game or 2 games in the playoffs since 95. So yeah, they God, I'm just choked. It's probably been a little bit more, but I know for a long time they only real long time they only won 2 playoff games. So I'm just waiting for the other shoe to drop, right? Like, okay, so who are they gonna lose to this time? Are they lose the 49ers this game?
Going all the way, Dominic. We're going classic. We're getting Bills versus Cowboys.
But you know what? It's funny with the Cowboys is that they're the most famous, not famous, biggest franchise to make the most money, basically. They make the most money of almost any franchise in the world. Like, they're up there. They're at least, I know in America, they're number 1. And I think I saw in the world, at one point, they were number 1 in the world. I don't know if they still are, but they got to be like top 3. Like, as much money they make. Which is funny, because they haven't won a Super Bowl since 95. And they still
America's
are.
team, Dominic. Yeah,
somehow they're still America's team. Everybody knows them. They still kept it up. So, to me, because I'm thinking about capitalism, like, what, does Jerry Jones fucking care? Like, I mean, he probably cares in a sense. Like I want this team to win. But I don't know if he cares that much, because they haven't won since 95. I felt like he would have stayed out of affairs, because that's what it seems like everybody says. Like, he's too involved into it. That's why they haven't done anything. But I don't know. But yeah, it's just crazy that they make so much money. Is that, I don't know. I probably wouldn't care either. I was like, hey, this motherfucker's still watching us. Whatever. Let's say, oh, that's sad. But I'm not losing any fans. Mm-hmm. I'm still the biggest ticket in the NFL. Yep. That people want to see.
Well, we can build the biggest, baddest stadium.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it should be interesting, even though I think it's all fixed, Daniel. So, you know me. Because that weekend, the weekend before the wildcard games, the last week of the season, a lot of these games were just crazy. Like, they were good. They came to the end. Like, you was like, oh, man, see who wins. I was like, yeah, this ain't. I said, come on, NFL, man. They got some good script writers over there. They know what they're doing.
I mean, just look at the Ravens season, even with them being out of it. Like, every single one of their games this season basically was a nail biter.
Yeah, it was. Even without their starting quarterback. Mm-hmm. And they had so many, even before Lamar got hurt, they had so many injuries. I mean, they all had backup. Yeah. All their freaking running backs came off the street because all their freaking running backs got hurt early in the season. So, I mean, during preseason. So it still fought. I mean, it still had a chance to get in. I mean, I guess at the end, it caught up with them with the injuries. It finally did. But that just shows how good that team is, that they can still be right there with how beat up they are. Mm-hmm. All right, so I guess you got anything wrestling news? Anything big happening in the wrestling world?
Nothing that sticks out top of my head.
Oh, okay. So I guess we get to what we've been watching. So I watched almost everything you watched. So I guess I'll just talk about my shows and then we get to yours.
Okay.
So I watched Hawkeye. I finally finished Hawkeye. I watched all of them.
Cool.
Yeah, it was good. I did like it. I did enjoy it.
Good.
I'm kind of glad I don't see the dog as much because I don't know, Daniel. It just the eye gets to me. The eye gets to, it just it doesn't look nasty enough. It just I don't know. It just I feel something when I see it. And I was like, come on, man, just put an eye patch over him, please.
Give him an eye patch. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I was like, Jesus Christ. Like even I know the dog probably won't really like in real life. Put a digital eye patch on him. You know, you can do that.
There you
go. But Hawkeye, yeah, that was fun. That was good, and I like how. Well, spoiler alert. I like how her. I don't know what you call her. I guess her mother's fiance was in the back. I kind of figured he wasn't. I was like, it's too easy.
Yeah.
It's too easy because he got the mustache and everything. So it's like, nah, that's too easy.
It's clearly the villain.
Yeah, and then I saw, oh, okay. Yeah, I knew it was going to be the mother. I knew it was like, it's going to be the mother. She's into this shit. Like, she knows the shit. And, but with Kingpin, I was shocked. I was like, wow. I was shocked. I said, wow, they got the Kingpin in here. Amazing. Just they're bringing in the stuff from Netflix. That's cool. You got Daredevil and Spider-Man. Now I want to see what, like, I want to see Luke Cage come about.
Yeah.
They should have had Iron Fist and Shang-Chi.
If there's one person that I feel like they're not gonna bring over, it's gonna be him. Unfortunately, for him,
exactly.
It's gonna be like, really, guys? They're gonna bring the woman over, but they're not gonna bring him.
Yeah, the woman, in which I would love her to have something because I liked her character.
Yeah, she was good.
She was the best character over there. But yeah, that was a good show. What else have I watched? Oh, Castlevania. I finally finished the first season. I think it's done now. So I was like, okay, I'm going to watch them. So some people said it's pretty all right.
I thought for some
first
reason
season,
you had already watched that.
I watched like 2 episodes of the first season when it came out. And I stopped. I didn't never go back to it. Because I think I didn't know it was going to come back again. Then it had a second season, but I just didn't never go back to it. I think it's, 3 or 4 seasons of it?
Yeah, something like that.
So... I got like 2 more episodes of the second season. I like it. It's bloody as fucking hell. I mean, like, it is just so gruesome. But it's like Dracula, they make him like he's just given up on the world. Like he just wants to end it. Like even himself. Like he's like, this world doesn't deserve to live. But you even got the vampires like disputing with him. Because like he's like telling their whole plan. Like they're thinking like, okay, yeah, we're going to kill the humans. And then, but then the guy was like, you say you want to kill all the humans, but what are we going to eat? And he's like probably the dumbest one. So it's like, oh, they're the dumb one says those this. So it's like, and like he wouldn't, I think he basically kind of lies and say like, they're going to basically be like pens and stuff. You could have something to eat, but really, he just wants to kill everybody. Like, and so even the vampires are noticing that. So there's been I'm at the part where there's kind of dispute between them and everything. Belmont is with Alucard. It's him, Alucard, and this, I forgot the woman's name, but she's a magician.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
I think she's in one of those games.
Yeah, so, I say, is she in one of the games?
I think so.
Okay.
I can't remember her name. But yeah, so it's cool seeing them like work together, and of course, Belmont and Alucard don't really get along, or anything. What else? Yeah, but the show. I enjoy it. Enjoy it. It's not for the kids. Don't let kids watch it, or let them do. Let them do. I mean, it doesn't matter. Hey, you gotta learn that there's blood in the body at some point.
Yeah. Sometimes
it comes out.
Yeah, keep them scared. So like, when it gets nighttime, vampires might come out and get you.
Oh no!
All right, because they do show dead kids in this game. I mean, I said game, and it's a whole show, man. Like you won't see kids getting spared, or you won't see like they go off screen when the kids die or something. Or I guess they sort of do, but you see the bodies. Like I saw a baby body. I said, holy shit!
Oh no!
Like that, like the the vampire head in his mouth, like like a vampire monster or something.
Good
and I was
Lord.
like, oh Jesus Christ, man,
That's rough.
all right, what else have I watched? I went back to watch Teen Titans. So I had finished the first season already. I already talked about that and how I said I didn't really like it, so that's why I'm like stay with it. But since it got to a third season, I'm like, well, I guess somebody's watching it because they went to a third season. And so I almost near the end of the second season now. It's a whole lot better than the first season.
Just
like
to be
I would
clear,
say,
you said Teen Titans. This is the adult like teen drama one, right? Okay.
yeah, it's the it's not even a teen drama.
It's an adult drama.
Yeah, it's more. Yeah, it's adult drama because it's they curse and everything.
Because fuck Batman.
Yeah. So yeah, they say fuck a lot. Yeah, it's actually more Titans anyway too, because there's a lot of older ones. There's some younger ones, but because there is a Titans comic where they're older, so that does make sense. So it's just a whole lot better than the first season. Like I would recommend you, if you're going to start this series, just start with the second one. Watch the recap of the first season, and it'll be fine. I'm not gonna say you're gonna like it though. I mean, I sort of like it. It's okay. It has its problem. It has its problems though. I mean, it starts out really good. It starts out really good, but I think it's too much infighting. It's too much infighting. It's too much lies. Too many lies. Too much people just fighting. Like it's like, come on. It's like, can we get this resolved or something? But maybe the third season it fixes. But it's a lot. It's really. I mean, it's already. It's kind of dark, but I think it gets. I ain't gonna say too dark. It's just too much. Not that it's too dark. It's just too much darkness. It's like, damn, when you get to the point where something good fucking happens. I think that's what it is. Like I haven't got to an episode where something good happens.
Rough,
and I was like, it's kind of weird. But I mean, overall, it's okay. It's okay, but it's not that great. And I forgot that Gar, the Beast Boy, he only could change to a tiger. I forgot that was a thing. Because I was thinking, like, why he ain't changed to something else? Well, first of all, in this season, he doesn't change to anything until probably like the 7th episode? 6th?
Blew our
budget. The second season? Like, I was like, this dude is changing to no animals. Well, technically in the first episode, which is a continuation of the previous season, he does change to a snake. Which, okay, now I'm confused. Never mind. I'm confused again. Because when he talked to Superboy is in this one.
Okay.
When he talked to Superboy, now that was cool. That was a good episode. When Superboy get out of Cadmus, that was good. I really liked that one. He was telling Superboy that, Superboy asked him what his power was. And he said, I could change to a tiger. I was just thinking, why didn't he say I could change to an animal? Any animal. And I was thinking, all he could do is change to a tiger. Because that's the only thing I really seen him change to. But then again, now that I remember the first episode of the season, he did change to a snake. So I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
He's got a mental block down.
And then I'm thinking, like, why hasn't Dick given this guy a costume where he can change to animals and not be naked when he gets out of it? Like, when he changes to a tiger, can he not be naked all the time? Because that's just so inconvenient.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'm going to go outside. We're going to save some people.
No wonder he's not changing in anything.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, I can keep putting my clothes back on. This is ridiculous. But yeah, what you need is put something where it expands with the animal or something. It looks like the animal with some suit on.
Or he's just got to embrace it and take his clothes off before he turns into the animal.
Yeah. That's why it makes me think, like, I almost wish they didn't have him. Because it's like, he's a character who's always changes to something. Even when he's just relaxing, he might change to some type of animal or something. Like, just to see him not using his powers at all, it's just weird. It's like, what a waste. And then to see him fighting, like when he's training like a regular human and stuff, which is fine. Like you just train, But I'm like, I would think you would train with your powers, like use them some, because that's the reason why you're part of this team. Really, right. You're not really a fighter. You're not here because you're a fighter. Really, I mean, you have the power to change into animals. I don't understand that. But I'm gonna keep watching because apparently the Red Hood's gonna be the third season. That's what I'm really waiting for. I just want to see what they're gonna do with the Red Hood. But this deals with Deathstroke, which that story is actually pretty good. I do like the Deathstroke story with this.
Okay.
I think they do a good job with that. With him and his children. Like and because I read the comics, so I know like he had a son and a daughter. And actually he had two sons technically in the comics, but one of them died. The other one just got his throat cut where he can't talk anymore. But he has powers, so he can talk to you mentally. And he can talk to you mentally, and also he can go into your body and control it.
Oh my!
Like while his body is like doing nothing, he can go in your body and control it. Which is a funny scene when he did that. It was pretty cool. But yeah, it's like I say, they have a lot of good things with it. It just doesn't gel all that well, but it has some good qualities into it that keeps me watching it. That's why I'm still watching. Because if it really sucked, I would just stop watching it. Mm-hmm. So that's what keeps me watching it. Also, I watched some Witcher season 2. I'm close to the end of that one also. It's pretty good. I like how he's training Ciri now. I like the girl. Like now she's doing a whole lot more with the Witcher. I like the interactions with them and her trying to become not just a burden because like she wants to know how to fight and everything, and also learning what she is. I think she's like, well, I know in the prophecy she's supposed to be some kind of being that supposed to basically almost destroys this world because she's from, I guess, her descendants are from another world. It's something like, it's a lot of confusion, but it's like, I know it's different worlds because I learned that in the video game, the third one, and she gets the ability where she can travel to them, something like that.
And that's how she ends up in Cyberpunk.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But yeah, everybody's after her. Like everybody's like she's the one they're going after, like all the kingdoms and stuff. So he's protecting her from that. But yeah, it's pretty good. When they fighting the monsters, it looks good. I like the CG in that. So yeah, I mean, I'm assuming they're doing a third season. I have no idea. I haven't looked, but I hope it continues. Mm-hmm. And I wonder where it continues because this all takes place before the video games. Do they go to the point where he gets amnesia? Because the video games start with him with amnesia. He doesn't know Ciri because he doesn't remember her.
Right.
And you don't remember her until the third game, really. Like, people tell you about her, but you don't get your memory back until the third game. Or was it the end of the second game? It's one of them. Like, you don't get it till, like, yeah, the third game, basically, you got your memories back. So, and Yennefer, you don't see Yennefer until the third game. While you see, this is, now you're seeing all the stuff with Yennefer now. Mm-hmm. So I want to know where, are they going to go through that? Are we going to get to a point where we get to what you did in the game? Or are they going to change everything? Because they did kill a character that was alive in the game.
Oh.
So I was a little shocked. Even though the character I saw in the show, I didn't mind him dying. He seemed like a dick. But in the game, I liked him. That's the thing. So I was like, well, if you're not going to make it like the game, his character like the game, then you know what? Yeah, go kill him. I don't care. So, I don't feel bad. But I think some fans were like, oh no, why'd they kill this guy? And I think the creator said he wanted to change some things up to make it not too predictable. So that's what I want to know. Like, oh, what else is he going to change? What else I watched? Stargirl. Stargirl is a series based on a DC character that she has this magical staff that she can fly and shoot shit out of. And she looks like a girl Captain America, basically. But it's a good show. Like, it's not like your typical CW shows, even though CW comes in the front of it, which I want to know, I guess it aired on CW at some point, but I think it aired on HBO Max, I believe, first. The production value is a whole lot better than your typical CW shows. And like the script is better too. And I really enjoy it. It's nice, it's cute. It's more lighthearted than the ones I talk about now, like Titans and them, because that's basically like rated R. While this is more, hey, kids can watch this, young people can watch this, and it's cool. I like how they're getting like basically it's the Justice Society, but like I want to say they're descendants. Some people, well, two people I know are, well, one person I definitely know who is, and then you have people who just take up the mantle because they died. All the Justice Society has died, so now you got these young people taking up the mantle, and it's really starting off like them getting the team together. And yeah, I think, like I was telling you, I think you should check it out because I think you'll like it. I think it's a good show. It kind of reminds me of like the Marvel shows, basically. It's probably not as high production value as those, but like as far as the writing, I think it's well written, and I think that is it. Well, except for what we watched together. I mean, not together, but we both watched. So I guess you can go to the one thing you watched that I didn't watch.
All right. Did you also watch Book of Boba Fett, I assume then?
Yeah.
Okay. So I watched The Eternals finally now that it's on Disney Plus. It's okay. Like I came in with tempered expectations after, kind of lower review scores came in for that movie when it released in theaters. The problems with it are mostly attributed to it having like an ensemble cast and having so many characters. Because of that, it's an extremely long movie, but they also don't spend a lot of time with some of the more interesting characters. You see them, here and there, and they kind of do a lot of setting up who the Eternals are as beings at the beginning, like kind of jumping through time and saying like, oh, they were here during this thing and they were also here during this. And then there's just like a lot of just downtime in the middle because they kind of front load it with the action. There's a bit where they're defending Babylon from the deviants at the beginning, kind of near the early parts of the movie. And then a lot of the middle is just not a whole lot of action, just a lot of talking, but really they're not doing much of anything. They're just kind of reassembling the team because they kind of go their own way at a certain point. And then it comes down to, the final battle that they always do in these Marvel movies. And this one I thought was pretty good, as far as that stuff goes. It was kind of like, oh no, destruction of the world level, but at the same time, it was kind of so insular because they were like off in this remote area that you didn't really get the like, oh no, cities being destroyed and that kind of stuff. Yeah, so overall, I think it was okay, but it definitely finds itself, kind of in the lower tier of Marvel movies. Okay,
what's worse, this or the Hulk? I guess.
Like I haven't seen the Hulk in a while. I enjoyed the Hulk.
That's about to say. I enjoyed it, but I'm just going what other people say.
Yeah.
So I mean, I enjoyed the Hulk. But
it's one of those things where like most of the movies are pretty okay. You get your like Thor: Dark World. I think is generally like the one people say is at the bottom. I would probably say
is it better than Thor: Dark World?
This is better than that, but it's been a while since I've seen Thor: The Dark World. I know that had a lot of problems too. The length of this one might, edge it out. And it's hard to say like, this is a good movie, but it's also the worst of the MCU movies, I guess. But this movie really does have a lot of characters that I do like. We just don't get to see a whole lot of them. And it's like, maybe wherever they show up in future movies, this movie feels a lot like it's building pieces to the next thing in a way that like Marvel movies usually do a pretty decent job of telling a story while they're also doing that. And I think this one kind of doesn't as much. And at the same time, I don't know with how like drastically weird the stuff in this movie is, like where that next place they're going to show up is. Like I could see with the kind of cosmic ties that it has, you know, finding itself integrated with Guardians of the Galaxy, but they already have kind of their own story going on that we presume, at least, you know, with the Adam Warlock stuff that we saw at the end of Guardians 2. And then of course, like the integration of Thor also. I don't even know if we know what's going on there, because the next Thor movie comes out, you know, kind of the middle of this year. And obviously it doesn't, well, I don't say obviously. I don't think, as far as I'm aware, that the Guardians are involved in that. So honestly, I don't know. But this movie has a lot of flaws.
Hey, is Beta Ray Bill in this new Thor movie?
I haven't seen anything. I know initial rumors.
It's going to be in Guardians 3. It's going to be in Guardians 3.
Could be. Initial rumors were that fucking Christian Bale. Christian Bale might have been playing him, but then we found out that he's playing the villain in this. He's in Batman? That movie. Yes. Yes. It's Batman versus Thor. Get excited. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with this movie. Is like, I'm not going to go out of my way to see it again. I didn't hate it, but it's a trek, you know, because it's on the longer side of things, and it is slow and moody, and it's different from MCU, a lot of MCU movies in that way, you know. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it.
Some of it, and so far what I watched, I mean, I'm not really enjoying. I even liked Captain Marvel better than this, and that's really low on my tier of the Marvel movies. And I was like, man, I enjoyed watching Captain Marvel in this. Like Captain Marvel has its problems. It's like I said, like you said, like it's not really bad movies. It had its issues, but it was okay. And this, I'm just not finding it. I mean, so far. I mean, maybe as I watch it some more, I'll say, okay, this movie's okay. But so far, I'm just not liking what I'm seeing at all. It's like, I don't know. I feel like this could have been just like a straight to freaking Disney Plus something. And even then, still bad, but whatever.
Yeah. I saw a lot of people talking about this as like a series. And honestly, like if they had done a series where it's like this episode is about this character, and then, you know, so on and so forth, and then maybe they got to a point later in the season where it's like, oh, here's them all coming back together. I think that could have probably been more interesting, because as it is, they have a lot of time to fill, but somehow they just waste it, I guess. I don't know. Because there's a lot of unexplored stuff there. And it's like, but at the same time, this movie is still, at least feels very long. You know, it's like 2.5 hours or something like that.
All right. So what you want to talk about first?
I'm going to say save the Arcane for last. Let's jump to Book of Boba Fett. I enjoyed this episode again, but it's still kind of in the same vein of the rest of the series. Like you're starting.
It's been 2 episodes since we last talked.
Oh, that's true. That is true. Yeah. I think I like this latest episode more than was it second episode or third episode?
What? You like the train?
Wait a second. Oh, wait. The second one was the train, and then the third one was this Rancor one, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No. I'm completely. The train stuff was extremely interesting. You know, that action bit, as opposed to like this car chase. I did like the car chase. It was fun and silly, but that train sequence was actually really cool.
I'm surprised you liked the car chase.
Yeah, you didn't like it?
No.
It's stupid. Like, admittedly, like that's what I was telling my wife is those little bikes that they were on, like they just feel so like non-Star Wars, like the bright colors on them.
Yeah, the bright colors.
It feels very like Back to the Future.
No, that's a prequel. The prequels.
Yeah.
prequelish. Yeah, because Star Wars, usually everything looks so dull.
Mm-hmm.
So that being super bright, it's like, whoa. The last episode was not that great to me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like this Boba Fett. I don't like Boba Fett being like this, like an anti-hero.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that like I'm attached to this character or anything. I'm just saying we had the Mandalorian. That's why.
Yeah.
I feel like I didn't want more Mandalorian, unless it was the Mandalorian. If it was the Mandalorian, then fine. But if you're doing a Boba Fett, I'm thinking like, okay, we're getting something a little different here. But I get a guy who's a little more vicious, or like he actually will kill people. Like I don't know what he wants to be. It's not like he's trying to be a good warlord or something. And I'm like,
he's trying to be the peaceful mob boss.
Yeah, and I'm like, dude, like even some of the people, like, okay, like with the kids, I'm fine. He made them work for me. Well, he asked them to work for him. He didn't really make them. But I'm thinking like with some the other people who disrespect him, I feel like he could just kill them. Like, no, fuck you, and just shoot him or something.
Yeah, and you see Fennec wanting to do that. Like, she's very much just like.
And I'm thinking like he said like he's the character who would do that. I mean, I thought that was him.
Yeah.
But now he's like, I guess he found Jesus or something, and he's being more forgiving. And I'm like, I don't.
Which is weird to me, because like I thought we might see the genesis of that, because we're expecting Boba Fett the bounty hunter to be that guy, and then they started to tell this story about like the Tusken Raiders and him like kind of ingratiating himself with them and becoming, you know, a part of that group. But then in this last episode where we see that, you know, he comes back to them and they've just been absolutely slaughtered. Like, that's the point where I would expect him to then revert back to his bounty, his cold-blooded ways, and, you know, go back and murder all those fish-looking people or something like that, you know?
Well, you know what? I mean, I guess there's still some more flashbacks, so maybe he did, and then he found Jesus again, and then he went back to
he's reformed,
being a good guy. Yeah, being a good guy or something like that.
I mean, maybe that is it, and you know, that's not necessarily the story I'm looking for, depending on how they tell it. But yeah, I definitely see where you're coming from as far as like, basically this does in a lot of ways feel like a rehash of what we see in The Mandalorian, this kind of, hey, we get to see somebody in the cool Boba Fett armor, but he's got a heart of gold. So, you know, he's more an anti-hero, even though in Mandalorian, he's just a hero, basically.
Yeah.
You know, he starts out as a bounty hunter, but then immediately, you know, that's melted by seeing the child. And then everything past that is, oh yeah, this guy's not bad at all. I don't know why he's even a bounty hunter, basically.
Well, actually, the child's probably more of an anti-hero because he ate babies. that kid ate babies. Ate those fish people ate babies.
Yep. It's fine though. They had
the frog lady. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
All right. So, what you want to talk about next?
All right. Peacemaker. So the new Peacemaker series is out on HBO Max, starring John Cena. You know, coming back from his character as in Suicide Squad, you know, a character that looked like he died at the end of that. And then they had that little bit where he's in the hospital. This basically picks up from there. He's, you know, regained consciousness. He's back on the streets, and now he's a part of like an even more secret, you know, Suicide Squad-esque group of people that are mostly seemingly just regular humans. I guess we'll see eventually, and you might have more insight into that with at least one of them, since she's in the comic books. So far, I've been entertained by it. It is absurd in a way that even Suicide Squad, you know, maybe toned down a little bit, I think, between the gratuitous sex stuff and the constant violence and cursing, but also like with his father introducing the extreme racism. There's stuff in there that's like, you and I were talking about this before, but like before we started recording, is this supposed supposed to be funny in a way, or where are they going with, especially like his father's character, that it's just uncomfortable right now.
The father's character, like, I don't mind racism, but it's a, you know how way people do it funny or something like that. Like you say, oh, this dude's racist, but not that he's funny, but like the situation's funny.
Yeah.
And he's racist or something like that. You know, that whole scene was like, oh, I'm supposed to feel for John Cena's character, Peacemaker. I'm supposed to feel for him because he looks like he grew up in a bad household. That's why he is what he is. He's not as racist as his dad, but that now you know why he acts the way he acts, the way he treats people the way he does, is because it's the way his father does. And they even see him like he doesn't want. He even says to like father, like, I don't want to do that. Like, it's not about like them being black or whatever, or something like that. But it just, I say, oh, this is supposed to be one of those. Is that supposed to be one of those scenes? I was like, it's kind of weird because I didn't get that from the show that we was going to go this route here. I was thinking
like a scene like that you might have in something else, and it has some subtlety, and this has just like the subtlety of a hammer. It's like,
yeah, exactly. It's like, bam.
It's like, no, this guy's a bad guy.
Yeah, I was like, oh, you didn't even going to do it in like a funny way of introducing like a shitty father, but you're like, oh, this is supposed to be like one of those moments. And in a way, episode 2 ended. I guess he's gonna be probably the big bad guy because you got these white dudes all coming to him and putting fucking Hitler fucking hands up and shit.
Yeah.
I guess we'll see what happens. I guess you're not gonna see. It's not gonna be like Marvel where you're gonna feel like, you know what? I understand his pain. You know, from the villain's perspective.
I don't know, Dominic. There might be some people out there.
They ain't gonna say they understand him. They're gonna speak. No, they understand him, but he's the hero. Yeah. He's the hero. That's what they'll see it as. Peacemaker
pussy is out here trying to stop this dude.
But overall, it's pretty funny. I like Eagly. I like how they have that eagle.
Yeah,
that's pretty good. I like how they make fun of the guy with the dye beard. I like how they make fun of him. And all the characters I seem to enjoy. Like, they all have something there. I mean, I don't see enough of the other black dude, but I guess he's supposed to be really the tight ass, and just like Harcourt somewhat too. The girl who plays Manuel's daughter, I've seen her in things before, but she's seen. I've seen her. Like, I've seen her, the actor, before somewhere. I just don't remember where, but she's pretty funny. I do like I like that. She seems very normal, even though, I mean, spoiler alert, like, she's Amanda Waller's daughter. She's the one who's actually like really supposed to be watching them and giving her feeding her stuff, which is different from the comics because Amanda Waller's children want nothing to do with her, and then she keeps them away from her work. It doesn't seem like she would want her children to be working doing what she does. That's the thing. So this is a little different. This is different than that. But overall, I mean, it's something I'll keep watching. There's been 3 episodes, only watched 2 of them. And you only watched 2 of them too? You didn't watch the third one yet? Okay.
No, not yet.
So, is it going to start with the 4th one next week? Are they going to just go from there like that? Or
it's a weekly thing after that.
How many? 10?
It goes through February 17th, I think. So if we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe like 8, 9, 10. I don't know. Math. It's hard, Dominic.
All right. So I mean, I'll be watching it. I mean, so far, I still enjoy it enough to keep watching.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think like the ridiculous parts of it are enjoyable and funny. It's just the more like, what are they doing here kind of things that are.
So he doesn't know who his sidekick is? I thought he did. I thought he recognized. Isn't that the dude from the restaurant?
What do you mean? Like, he doesn't know his
identity?
No, it doesn't seem like it.
Yeah, I was like, it's the dude from the restaurant, though, right?
It's gotta be.
Yeah. I was thinking he knew because the way he said, "This is why I keep a mask on. You know my identity." Yeah. I was like, "Holy shit!" He doesn't know that's him. Come on, that's like
his best friend.
He was all excited about seeing this shit. I guess he doesn't. Yeah, I mean, he probably just think he's a fan or something.
I was gonna say he probably doesn't expect it because he, like he said at the restaurant, it's like his his friend's little brother who's got like mental issues or something like that.
Yeah.
Like he thinks he's this dude that, has mental deficiencies, and meanwhile he's, shooting guns with him all the time.
And I'm thinking, like, I knew that he was the sidekick from like the previews, but
Okay.
I didn't know he was good at shooting. I was thinking like he's a clumsy.
Yeah.
When I saw him shoot, it's like, oh, this guy's actually good.
He comes off as a very Deadpool-esque character. Like.
Yes, but which is funny. There is a Deadpool-esque character in DC, which is funny because Deadpool is actually supposed to be making fun of Deathstroke,
Right?
And then so they made a, what's his name? Oh fuck, I forgot the guy's name. He's always with Harley Quinn. Like you read the Harley Quinn comics, he's there, and it's like, oh, this I think is Death Tool or something like that. I think it's something
Red
like
Tool?
that. Red Tool. I think it's Red Tool. Yeah. Red Tool. Yeah. I was like,
look
oh
at
my
that guy.
god.
He's got a saw blade on his arm.
I mean, it's funny. He's funny, but it's like, oh yeah, they really did just make Deadpool in here.
You can take our character, we're going to take your character, and then we're going to create another character that's like your character. Yeah.
But yeah,
funny.
the show, yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
So what else we watched?
All right. So this one you told me about, and I had seen like the preview of it and thought it looked kind of interesting, but Arcane, which is the League of Legends animated series on Netflix. I was, even after you told me to like check it out, I was actually very surprised at how good it was. Like it exceeded even the expectations that you had set for it. It looks really cool. It's kind of got this cell shaded. I was telling you, it feels like kind of the Telltale games to me. It's cell shaded, but also very gritty looking. And the writing in it is just really good. The story that they're telling, despite neither of us knowing who these characters are from League of Legends, outside of me, seeing like cosplayers in Jinx outfits or whatever. Like, I don't know who these characters are. It's really, really cool so far.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I mean, I watched it all. Like you're just starting, you're on like the 4th episode. Man, it really hits me. It hit me, Daniel. I didn't like it. That it hit me emotionally like that. Because it gets me to the point where I'm feeling sorry for certain characters. Oh my god! I said, why does this happen?
What is this water coming from my eyes?
Yeah, I was shocked too because I was just like, okay, I want to watch something new, and I was like, oh yeah, the League of Legends show came on. Let me go check this out. I don't think it's any good compared to the Dota one, Dota, the Dragon Blood, whatever it's called up there.
I forgot that one came out.
It's definitely better than that. It is far better than that show. That show, I mean, that was okay. It was okay. I went and finished it, but that was not really memorable. I think second season's about to come out this week. I think it's coming out. Well, luckily I watched it fairly recently. I still remember what happened. I have to go back and watch it. But Arcane, that is far beyond. This is probably the best animated show, like from Netflix, original. From Netflix. I'm trying to think what other series animated that's not a comedy.
Yeah. That's
better than this. I can't think of one because everything else I watched was pretty much shit up there. But that's what most Netflix shows are. You get it's about 90% shit, maybe 10% decent. I mean, no, 9% decent and 1% great. The characters, because they start out young, and then well, spoiler alert. It's not really big spoilers, but just in case you want to just go in all fresh, spoiler alert. Like, I thought it was going to just deal with these people as kids. Because like I said, I knew none about these characters in League of Legends. Because I didn't think that really had... all these games usually have a story, but it's like a story you have to go read somewhere because it's not really in the game. So I was like, I'm not going to go look up stuff on League of Legends. I'm just going to watch the show fresh and see if it's a good show on its own. And it definitely is. You don't need to know nothing about the damn game to enjoy this. I think most people who watch this, from what I've seen, didn't know anything about the fucking game.
Oh, yeah.
And so, I thought it was going to just stay with like these kids in this really steampunk kind of world, like dystopian world. Like you got the witch, the what they got, the underworld is where the poor people are basically, and the witch, and the what they call the witch, what that area up there,
the up tops or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. The top hats. I'm gonna call them top hats. Anyway, it's like really basically the rich versus the poor kind of thing. That's regular. Anybody can get into that story because this is, it's everybody knows it.
It's life.
For it to go to the point where you see like shit go down and things happen, like serious shit go down. Like I didn't think it was gonna go that dark with it. When people start dying, I was like, oh, okay. I said then it went to the future. These people are older and seeing what happened to them. It gets it's not a lighthearted show. This ain't a show you definitely not for kids, younger kids. This ain't something they can really get into. It doesn't have I'm trying to think. It doesn't really have no sex in here, so it's not that. Yeah, well, actually, there was one scene, but you don't see nobody. Do I see anybody naked? I don't think so. So it's not. It's like a PG-13, I think, or kind of thing. Like you can get really attached to these characters. Like the way they've written them is really good. How you get attached to them. Absolutely. And there was one part in this show where if this person had died, I wasn't going to watch it anymore. Like I think it was how many episodes is this? Is this 10 episodes? I think
it's like 9 or 10.
Yeah. Well, I think it was like 2 episodes before the last episode or 3 episodes before. If that person had died, I wouldn't never told you about it. So you would never have seen it. Yeah. So I was just going to be like, oh, fuck this show. I was like, well, whatever. I said, y'all killed this character off who I liked. And I was the only person I really related to. So I was like, I'm so glad they didn't die. Because I was so scared. Like, oh my God, did they die? Please don't make them die. Please don't do this to me. And then again, if I had known the game, I would have known this character doesn't die because he's in the game. But then again, who knows? They might change it up. You know? Maybe they change some shit up. And say,
bring him back to life with some kind of magical power or some shit.
Yeah. The magical power to playing this. I don't know what's the story of League of Legends? Like, what are you doing in the game?
Like, I have no idea.
Yeah. Like,
I'd imagine there's a league and there are legends. That's all I know.
Yeah. Is it like in that world? Is there a tournament or something? It doesn't seem like it though, because from what I'm looking at this isn't like that. But yeah, this is a cool show, and I'm curious. I mean, I think there's gonna be a second season for this. So I think I read somewhere, it's definitely gonna be a second season. So I want to know where they go from there and how far does this go? Like, where does it go? Because I feel like at some point it's gonna get to a point where I'm gonna be like, it's gonna have to end. I mean, I hope it ends. Like, I hope it doesn't stay too long. I don't hope it don't outstay its welcome. I hope it has a great story, has a few seasons, and it has an ending. That's what I hope it does. I hope it doesn't try to like milk it or something or anything like that.
Overstay its welcome.
Yeah.
How soon are you going to be playing this game, Dominic?
Oh, I'm not. Because the game doesn't have a story. So I don't care. And I kind of don't want to read up or anything too. I'm kind of mad I did. Because now I know that, I mean, not that I know, but I have a feeling like, okay, this person's going to live now because it's a character. I kind of wish I didn't look up what the characters were. Because I was curious. I think that's the only reason I did. Because I was wondering if that person was going to die. I was like, oh shit, let me look him up. I said, oh, there that person is. You got anything else you want to say about the show?
No, just it's really good so far. So I'm looking forward to finishing this out. I'm, like I said, at episode 4 now. So
yeah, the animation is great. And I like how fluid it is. You know, I like it feels real. Like the movements feel real. But you know, it's different, but it's good. And that girl's a badass.
Which one?
V.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The girl who punches the boxer. Yeah, like she is goddamn.
Yeah, and that's the girl from Hawkeye. Haley Steinfeld.
Yeah. That's right. That is her.
I didn't realize it until I looked it up to see who was playing who. Well, I actually looked it up to see what the character's name was because like it wasn't sticking with me. So I was like, if I'm going to talk about this show, let me look up these characters' names. So, yeah, it's good stuff.
All right, so I'm gonna take a quick break now because we've been talking for a while, even though we don't usually take a break around now.
Okay.
Before we get to what we've been playing, because my mouth is getting fucking dry. Right. So we'll be right back. And we're back, and now we're gonna be talking about what we've been playing. So I guess you go ahead because you got one game.
All right, so I finished Death's Door finally, and I enjoyed that game a whole lot, except like I complained about the other week, the lack of a map really hindered my enjoyment of it a little bit because I really just ended up going through kind of the main storyline stuff. And that's a game I very much would have went through and collected all the health upgrades and the magic upgrades and everything had there been a map to kind of assist me in getting around the world. And instead I just kind of went straight through, and much to its credit, it allowed me to do that. Like I was able to beat the final boss without ever getting a full health upgrade because you get them in segments. So I never got like an additional actual gem added to my thing, and I was able to beat the final boss. 'Cause like I said on the last one, the boss battles themselves are extremely clever. They're usually not just like trying to get as much damage on the enemy as possible, which seems to be the case in some of those like extra battles that you could come across. It's very much more about dodging relatively predictable patterns, and also some like neat kind of stuff that switches it up. Like I was telling you about the frog, where he's got like, he'll knock out plates in the battleground, and then you can shoot this thing on his back and they'll reappear. They do kind of similar stuff with the third battle and then the final couple of battles, because there is more than just the 3 for the big souls that you collect, but there's not much more than that. So this game is very digestible in that way. It's not a super long game. You can definitely spend some more time with it if you choose to get all that extra stuff and go through the extra battles. But for me, without the map, there's just kind of a little draw for me to actually go back to it. I know there's like a secret ending if you kind of get all that stuff, and I might end up watching that on YouTube, but even that, the story in this game is very interesting as well. It's a lot of little bits here and there. It's not just like constantly talking to people or anything like that, but you gather bits and pieces from people around the world, but also it is pretty straightforward telling you the story that it's trying to tell you. It's not this like super obscure thing, but it's a really interesting story, I found. And overall, I thought it was a very enjoyable game that had kind of some downfalls, but other than that, it was really good.
All right, that's good, man. Yeah, I don't know when I'm gonna get back into that game, but because I did really enjoy it. I'm glad you did. I'm glad you finished it. And you should go on a Reddit post and brag about how, hey, I didn't get no extra health thingy, whatever. And I beat the game.
I just got good.
Yeah.
And then they tell me like, oh yeah, the more you lose at it, you eventually like, it does the Resident Evil 4 thing where it gets easier despite not showing like a difficulty level.
Oh, it does? Oh,
I know. I'm saying that's what they'll tell me. Like I wouldn't have realized it. Yeah. Because it definitely took me quite a few tries to beat that final boss, but overall it didn't feel insurmountable to the point. Even like Metroid, I felt, and part of it was like I was going to do that stuff in Metroid anyway and go back and get all the stuff, but it very much felt initially like, I don't know if I'm going to beat this guy without getting extra health upgrades and missile upgrades and stuff, and maybe I would have at that point, but I just didn't feel like it. Whereas this, I went into that battle and I was like, oh, I can do this. I think I can do this.
All right. Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention, GDQ, Games Done Quick, had their annual telethon. I said telethon.
Twitch-a-thon. Charity stream.
Yeah, the charity stream where they do for like a whole week, and it ended. I believe it ended yesterday. Well, you should have if they did it.
Yeah, they ended up with like $3 million or something.
Yeah, that's kind of like where they've been, like one of the highest. I mean, they've been at like 3 million. Kind of, that's great, especially nobody's there. I mean, they don't have this is all stream. This is all stream from people's places. They're not in Minnesota like they usually are. In the conference, what is it? What they call it? The convention center, they're convention, whatever they were to. All right, so yeah, I think I watched some, but I can't remember right now. So maybe next podcast I'll mention it because I still want to watch some on YouTube anyway.
There's a lot that I want to catch up on. I started watching some of the It Takes Two one, and that's just it's crazy the way they're moving around in that game because apparently the movement is so fast. And then I started watching the Legend of Zelda Oracle of Seasons, I think it was, but I haven't gotten through either of those.
Oh, I did see some of that one. And I watched a lot of the Halo 5 one. That game is broken, and I forgot what the other one I watched was. Did anybody do Cyberpunk?
I want to say I did see something about a Cyberpunk. Well, I'm looking at the totals, and this is actually the highest they've ever gotten for the awesome games done quick. Yeah. The second closest was in 2020. They got 3,164,000.
I remember that one.
And this year they did 3,416,000. Yeah, because that was when they were in Rockville. Or no, that was the year before. They were in Florida. The following
that was
year.
Before. Yeah. All right. So what did I play? I played Pedestrian, which is on Game Pass. This game came out. When did it come out?
A few years ago, maybe.
It's been either a year or a few years. I forget.
I feel like 2 or so years ago.
But you play as the pedestrian man on the signs, street signs, and it's like a puzzle game. You go to different signs, and you have to either move them around, you have to connect them so you can go through a certain door. It's just a puzzle. I played a few stages of that, and it's fun. I was just curious about the game. It's like, this is a nice game, just to go in quick and solve some puzzles, feel like you're smart, and then, move on.
Definitely seems like a cool game that just pick up from like game streaming or whatever, play a couple of levels, hop in, hop out kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely. That's what I really like about it being on the cloud. Also, I played some more Mortal Kombat. You know what? I found a trainer for it. And for the Game Pass version, but unfortunately, it's on one where they used to didn't charge for trainers. Now there's certain trainers are certain ones are free and some aren't, and this is one is not free. So I signed up for the 3-day trial and unlocked as many chests as I could within that 3 days. Until I had to cancel. And it's funny. I think I unlocked every fucking chest in that damn place, and I even paid for it. You gotta pay money to get some to rejuvenate the chest. I don't know, the chest to come back. Because you can't, even if you unlock every chest, you're not gonna get everything.
I hate that.
And then you have to. It's not even I thought it was gonna be hey, you just go up here, press the button, and all the chests will just be full again. No, you gotta pay for that. You gotta pay for it to pay for the chest again. I was like, this is a bullshit.
Yeah, I hated when or at least I thought that's what happened was they switched it from you go to this chest right here and it'll have this thing in it. And now, right, it's they're basically kind of randomized. So you don't even know what's in any chest.
What's even worse is that you don't know because you can't lock all the chests at the same time. You only can lock up to 50 chests. And then you can put in for 50 more. But they don't tell you where those chests are. So I gotta look the whole stage to see which ones are full. So which one can I open now? And now, you know what? I hope they all go to hell. I hope I don't want them to die.
So absurd.
Not now, because I want them to make some more Mortal Kombat games. But when they do die, I hope they go to hell. I hope they go right to hell, and because of what they did. But anyway, I've been playing with some more Spawn and Rambo. And it was someone else who I really liked. Who did I play with that I really liked? I felt like it was a female.
Wasn't Sil Frost, was it?
I did play with Frost, but it wasn't her.
Okay. Yeah, because I remembered you talking about her.
Yeah, I did like Frost. Maybe it wasn't a female. No, that's all I can remember. But yeah, that crypt shit. They oh my god. They're the fucking worst. I'm like, what the hell? Why?
Yeah, that's real bad.
And then I'm just tired of getting these things that I don't care about.
Exactly.
Tired of getting these art pieces, man, And what else? There's something else too you get, and I'm like, oh, like the banners, when you go online, like your back. I'm like, come the fuck on.
Stuff.
Jesus Christ. All right. What else I played? Oh yeah, Cyberpunk. I actually beat that a while ago, but we haven't done a podcast. Like I think I beat it like the 2 days after we're
wow, right after the
podcast. So after we did the last podcast. So yeah, I finished the main story, and I picked the good ending because I looked up and said, okay, what's the good ending? That's what I'm going to do, and I did the best one you could do. They're all somewhat sad, but this is the best one, and it's actually okay. I'll spoil this. There's only one of them where you can live.
Oh wow!
And that's the one I picked, and it actually was a good ending. So I picked that one. And the thing is, I was still a lot of side quests I didn't do, so I went back and did some side quests, and the side quests were pretty good. Some of the ones I did, like they really were in depth, kind of like how The Witcher was with some of their side quests. But there's also ones that's just not as great either. But overall, I enjoy the game. The game, I like it, but it's definitely not up there with The Witcher level. And to me, it feels more along the lines of other open world games, like the Ubisoft open world games, and you don't have to go to a point where you unlock the map or anything. But I mean, Grand Theft Auto, you go somewhere, you do a quest, some guy tells you what to do, what he needs. Then you go through the quests. And sometimes those quests are really interesting. Sometimes they're not. Sometimes it's just basic, just go kill this guy and that's it. Or go here and there's more story to it, maybe. It's really, it's just like just a regular open world game. Like, it's okay. It's okay. It's not what I thought. It's not what I thought. I thought there's something more. And I beat it. Not on the Stadia version, though. I beat it on the Steam version or the GOG version. I forget which one. I think it's GOG. Because I want to use my cheats. That's why. And and also now the bad thing is that I hate fast traveling because the loading is just horrible on my PC. So sometimes I just drive places and say, I don't want to fucking load. I'm just going to drive here. It might be even faster. So I can do stealth because I'm not really good at stealth. The stealth sucks because I feel like the AI sucks. So with you use the trainer, I can do stealth a lot easier. And I did the side mission, but there was a bug in the side mission, and I just didn't feel like fixing it. I mean, I think there's a way to fix it, they said, but I said I didn't care. Get this mission done where I'm supposed to help all these psychos, like these guys who get psychosynapses, I think it's called, like something wrong with their chips, like they use in their brain or something like that, where everybody uses, and they go crazy and something like that. But you have a choice: you can put them down, kill them, or help them, which you get more money or whatever and more respect if you help them. And I was trying to help them all, but one of them, I went to a place and they weren't there. They weren't at the place. So I was like, oh God, this is a bug. And then other people had that problem too. They said, I just said, fuck it. I'm just not going to finish the quest. It sucks because I did a lot of it, but whatever. But yeah, the game is all right overall. I wish it was better, but I mean, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So at least I got that off my chest that I did play it. What else did I play? I'm still playing Trails of Cold Steel 3. I am on the last chapter now. Still enjoying the game. I mean, not much more to say, but I still like the nostalgia of it. Like you're still meeting people from previous games, and so that's cool. The problem I have with this game, which I have with all the Trails games, is that, well, I think it might be a Japanese thing too. I don't know. They're too apologetic. Too apologetic.
They're humble, Dominic.
Yeah, they're too humble. It's too humble, though, because it's like every time. Like, they never take compliments well. I mean, not that they take it well. They take it, but it'd be like, yeah, but I could do better. There's a lot of more people better than me. I still have a long way to go. This is all they say. This is what everybody always fucking say. I'm like, just say thank you. Just say thank you. God damn. And like I said, they're always saying sorry. Like, oh, I'm sorry for this or sorry for that. I'm like, shut the fuck up. You don't need to be sorry for everything. Yeah, one of the problems I have with the dialogue. But other than that, it's all right. All right, so what else I played? Life is Strange, True Colors. I played some of that. I'm still at the beginning of that, though, because that's going to be the next game I really get into after I beat one of these games, either Trails or the other game I'm going to talk about next. So I played the very beginning of it, and it's just like Life is Strange games. It definitely looks better than what the other ones did, because this is the actually made next gen, you know. So the powers that she has is that she can hear their thoughts or something. So the other girl we had, she could rewind time. I never played 2, so I have no idea what the powers are. I never seen a preview of 2 of what the powers are. Honestly.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the boys could do.
But she could not only hear their thoughts, she can get their feelings, because she can feel it. Like if someone gets angry, she will feel angry.
Wow. So she actually kind of absorbs their like emotional auras or whatever.
There was a person who had that power in one of these comic books. I'm trying to think who it was. Was it X-Man? Was it X-Man who did that? Somebody like they can, it was something like that, like psychological. They can get the feelings of the people around them. Because like she beat the hell out of this dude because the dude was angry, and then she just punching and punching. And she's the only one I think knows this, because she left her where she lived at to live with her brother now in this small town, mining town.
It's like Montana or Colorado or something, right? Somewhere in that area.
It feels like it. I don't know if it's West Coast though.
Gotcha.
But yeah, it's definitely along those lines. Yeah. But yeah, because since I've been playing these, other point-and-click games that's more adult though, I was like, hey, it's good to play something where I know I don't have to
hit the come button.
Yeah. that doesn't have a whole bunch of sex scenes that I have to keep passing through, and a whole lot more animation. So
yeah.
But yeah, so far, I mean, it's interesting. It is interesting, and like I was like, to get back into a game like this. So yeah, I can't wait to get started on it. But I'll probably get started after I either finish Trails or Psychonauts 2, because I'm playing Psychonauts 2 again. I'm kind of focused on that. I don't know how far you got. I'm at I was at the campsite, and I went to that forest to get something for this guy. Then I went to this one guy's dream where you had to, I think you talked about this, where you had to fix the food, like the recipes and stuff like that.
No, I haven't gotten there yet.
Oh, Darren, I'm following you now?
Yeah.
Darren, I thought you said something about it. Was something you was complaining about that was kind of tough. I thought you did. I thought that was it. Because that shit was annoying. That one.
Got that to look forward to then.
But I mean, it was funny, but it was a little annoying. I like the game. I like the story. It's pretty funny. I like the. So, have you met your family yet?
Yes. I went through the casino part, and I think, did I beat that boss? I can't remember.
Oh, damn! I didn't realize you were that. I thought you were close to the end of that game.
No, I was still very early in that game. Yeah, I just had a hard time finding time to sit down at my computer and play it.
Yeah.
So, are you playing this streaming to your Xbox or on the PC?
Nah, because I'm using cheats.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I'm using, because they don't have that cheat where you could just, like, infinite jumps.
Oh, okay.
So I never fall down. So I just keep jumping.
Because they do have some of that accessibility stuff in there, right?
Yeah, but I don't know if it's infinite jumps.
Right, yeah, I don't know if they have that.
Yeah, because I think I'm getting to places I'm not supposed to go to yet.
Probably.
I'm just hoping I didn't break the game. I was like, game, I'm supposed to be here? Or like, I'm supposed to hit something so it can make me be able to climb somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
But I would just be jumping up to places just to get there. I think, because I'm going to hurry up and beat this game. That's why. That's all hurry up and get through this. But yeah, that's all I've been playing so far. So I finished Cyberpunk. I don't know if I'm going to get back in Pedestrian. Maybe one day I just play around with it or something like that. But yeah, I'm really trying to focus on Trails and Psychonauts. Try to finish those games up. So I guess we'll take a quick break. When we get back, we get to the flashback segment.
All right.
And we're back. And now we're doing a flashback segment. So there's only one game worth mentioning, and that was the game 20 years ago in 2002. It was Rez. Rez came out for the PS2.
Mm-hmm.
It was made by the guy who did other Sega games. What's his name?
Tetsuya Mizuguchi.
Yeah. And what did he make before Rez?
Space Channel 5 he worked on, it looked like.
Okay, yeah, so he deals like those music type of games. And Rez, and that was, like, people loved it. But when I saw that game, because I didn't know what it was, so I was like, this game looks horrible. I said, why do people like this game? Now, from the still shots, I didn't see him in motion, because this is back in the time where it took a long time to see videos on internets, because my internet speed was really slow. So I didn't see videos of what the games looked like. I had to look at pictures.
Yeah.
And all about the pictures, they didn't look that great. You saw like a blocky man, and it looked like he was just floating. And I was like, this didn't look like great graphics or anything. I don't know why people like this game. But when I finally saw it in motion, like years later, I saw like, oh, it's like a music-based thing, and it looks fun. I mean, I guess this was the guy's deal with. He did Space Shuttle 5, which that's another game I never really saw in motion till later on either. I didn't know what you did in Space Shuttle. I knew I used some dancing or something like that, but I didn't know what else you did in that game. But what did he make up? What did he make right after Rez?
What did he?
I mean, I know he did Garden of Eden, or what's it called? Something Eden.
Was that Project Eden?
Yeah,
something like that.
But was that was the game right after he did? Because that's years later. That's a lot of years later.
He did Lumines. He worked on that as a producer.
Okay, all right. So yes. Okay, I remember Lumines.
And Meteos, the DS one, he was a producer on that too. He was also a producer, a writer, and director of acting for 99 Nights, that Xbox game from Sega that was like the Dragon.
Yeah, it was like
Dragon.
Dynasty Warriors.
Yes, Dynasty Warriors. Thank you.
It's not Project Eden. What's
Child
it called?
of Eden.
Child of Eden, yeah.
Yeah. And he worked on Tetris Effect too. I think the biggest reason that that game was popular originally, Dominic, was the trans vibrator. People love that.
What?
You don't remember that?
No.
It was like this. It was basically like a USB controller rumble thing, but it didn't have any buttons on it. You just put it places.
Put it places. I don't like how you said that.
I mean,
Chan's. Oh man, the only thing I see is Pornhub. Chan's vibrator. Let's see what they got up here.
If you go to the Rez wiki page, they've got a picture of it.
I don't think that's the one that they were using. I'm seeing these videos right here.
No, I don't think that's the one. It was very hard to find, Dominic, so I don't think they.
And I'm seeing a lot of transsexual porn up here. Okay, all right. That's just...
Here, I will post a picture in the notes here. There you go. You just put that places.
I've never seen this.
I'm trying to remember if it only came out in Japan or not. I don't remember.
You said put it places. What, you put it under your dick? Because you can't really clip it on. Or you
just put it under your butt. You just sit on it, Dominic. Wherever you want the trans to vibrate, Dominic. That's where you put it. No, you're supposed to put it on your chest. Feel it in your heart, your soul. That's where the music is. I don't know why you gotta make this dirty, Dominic.
All right. So, what else? That's it. So, what I'm gonna do now, because we did this, I believe we did this last year. We didn't do sales last year, but we talked about last year, like the top games for that year, like 10 years ago or 20 years ago. So, I'm gonna start with top games as in like game awards, like who won the awards for that year. So like from different magazines or other places like GDC or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna for each one, because unless they don't have it, I'm just gonna say what they won in 2001 and 2011. Because some of the award shows have gone on, or are still going on, while other ones have stopped. Gotcha. All right, so the first one that's up here is the British Academy Games Awards.
Is that the BAFTAs?
Yes, and they have for 2001 console game of the year was Gran Turismo 3. And handheld game of the year was Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2.
Yeah, for the Game Boy Advance, I assume.
Yeah, I'm assuming that's that's only
that was a good
I
version
can think
of that game.
PC is Max Payne.
There you go. That's good.
That's good. Yeah, that's good. 2011 for the BAFTAs, 10 years ago, was Portal 2.
Very nice.
I feel like we're going to see that a lot. Maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Now, not for the Czech Republic, though. The Czech Games of the Year awards, they have Family Farm won.
I feel like that was probably developed in the Czech Republic, and they're trying to, some insider trading there.
Well, you remember last year we mentioned Mafia 2 won, but you know why? Because 2K Czech was a developer on the Mafia 2.
Exactly.
I mean, yeah, I think everybody is. If the Czech, if somebody from the Czech is worked on a game, they were going to. Yeah, it's going to be nominated
not even in consideration. Otherwise,
yeah. All right, so the DICE Awards. Here we go. For 2001, Halo Combat Evolved won Game of the Year, and for 2011, The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. Oh, this is going to be tough.
Yeah,
Elder Scrolls and Portal 2 came out that same year.
Yeah, that's a pretty stacked year.
All right. Okay, this was not happening anymore. Well, I can do what? Nope, I can't even do that year because they didn't have it that year. I was going to say 30 years ago, but they didn't even have it for that. All right. So we got Famitsu. That's the Japanese publication. They had for... Actually, they don't have 2001.
Oh, wow.
They stopped like 1991. Well, they had 1991. That's 30 years ago. Final Fantasy IV won Game of the Year in 1991. Then
Which is 6 over here, right?
Yes. Wait a minute. Yes. No, 2. No, 2.
2. Oh, it goes the opposite direction. Got it.
Yeah.
I always get confused by that.
But from 1991, then they have another awards until 2004.
That's weird.
Yeah. I don't know.
No
what
Japanese games came out those years.
yeah, I guess. But for 2011 for Famitsu, they had Monster Hunter Tri G won from Capcom.
Monster Hunter.
Yeah, I guess they don't like Elder Scrolls over there or Portal because they were made by Americans and they don't like that.
Smart.
All right, the Game Awards. This is the Keeleys. So we don't have one for, of course, 20 years ago because there was no Game Awards. But, technically we don't have one for 2011 either. So, because they didn't start till 2014. Because before that, it was, I forgot, the VGAs, I guess. So, but we do have here we go. I guess it's GDC, Game Developers Choice Awards. Yes, it says GDC right here. Games Developers Conference, yeah. For 2001, they had Grand Theft Auto 3. That was, like I said, that was the best year. 2001 was one of the best years because it's got to be hard as shit.
Yeah.
That, Metal Gear Solid, what I mentioned before. Halo came out. And I forgot the last game I mentioned. That was
Luigi's Mansion.
yeah, that was so great.
Smash Brothers.
For 2011, Elder Scrolls 1. Elder Scrolls 5.
Okay.
Now, for the Golden Joystick Awards, we have they don't have 2001. They had 96, 97. Then it skipped to 2002. They do have 30 years ago, though. Sonic the Hedgehog won.
Boo.
Which, I'm confused because the developer is Ancient. Ancient Core.
I don't like the PC port of Sonic the Hedgehog.
I don't know. But that's the year I think Sonic the Hedgehog came out. So, wait a minute. I don't know. I don't know what the hell. Oh, it was. They said that it was developed by Ancient, published by Sega, I guess.
Oh, okay. And now we know.
All right. So what we got here? We got 2011 Portal 2 won. Yeah, I think we're going to see Portal and Skyrim probably for 2011. Japan Game Awards. What we got? 2001 Final Fantasy X. And it says 2001/2002 because of how late it probably came out. So that's not fair. I didn't give them both years. And 2011 Monster Hunter Portal the Third. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what the Japanese are going to do. They want someone that's going to win over everything if it comes out.
Meanwhile, they're like, yep, these Americans, Portal and fucking Skyrim. I'm just going to give it to them. Have they tried Monster Hunter? No.
Okay, so VGX, I think that's what it's called. The Spike Video Game Awards.
That sounds right.
Yeah,
because it was extreme.
VGA is that G4? I don't know what that is. It's something. But okay, Spike Video Game Awards. They didn't have one for 2002, and it start till I'm sorry, they didn't have one for 2001. It didn't start till 2003. So we're going to 2011. Elder Scrolls 5 won the Spike Awards. And South by Southwest did not have one for 2001 and 2011. And it starts to 2014.
Gotcha.
You do have the VSDA Awards, which is the Video Software Dealers Association, which this is the last year. 2001 was the last year. So,
oh, wow.
Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 was the last award to ever get a VSDA.
Tony Hawk's got that in his house somewhere.
Yeah.
It's on his mantle.
Now, so those were all like the award shows. This is all the publications and media. Ars Technica does not have one yet. They don't start till 2012. Destroy Toy, of course, that didn't start till 2007. So 2011, Portal 2. Easy Allies, former game trailers.
They don't have either, do they?
They had 2011 because look, they say they started 2005.
That's got to be like as
the
game trailers.
Yeah, as game trailers. Yeah, that's probably what it did.
Those guys didn't start till like 3 years ago.
They should have separated them. That's not fair. You shouldn't. No, they're not part of you. Anyway, 2011, Uncharted 3, Drake's Deception. What?
Wow.
They're the only one. I think they're the only ones that probably did. That's why people don't respect them. That's why people don't respect game trailers.
That's a good game, but it's not even the best in the series. It definitely doesn't
it's better than Portal 2.
Doesn't
really,
stand
man,
up to either of those. Oh, that's what I'm saying. It's not even. Yeah. It's definitely questionable.
Okay, Edge, 2000. They didn't have 2001. They stopped at 99. They went to 2002.
Cowards. They didn't want to choose Dominic. They're cowards.
That's probably what it was. It's like, oh, yeah. They know it. That's probably what it was.
This is a hard 2011.
Choice. Because they had a magazine, because we mentioned them.
Yeah.
2011, The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword won. Oh, that's your favorite game, Daniel.
Yep. Wow. Edge making choices out here.
Yeah. Yo, your daughter sounded like she liked that. Or hated it. I can't tell.
I think this is the opposite. She's like,
Okay. Electronic Gaming Monthly for 2001, Halo Combat Evolved. And for 2011, excuse me, Elder Scrolls 5, Skyrim.
Mm-hmm.
And hold on real quick. I got to change my channel on TV because I got to see some football. I did not notice. I'm seeing basketball up here. So, oh, shit, that means it's 1 o'clock. I know one of these things supposed to be on like Nickelodeon or something.
What?
I want to see that. Like last year. Remember last year I told you?
Oh, yeah. They did the other commentary track.
That was pretty good. All right. So where I'm at here, I did 2011. I said, yeah, Elder Scrolls for that.
Yep.
Empire, the Empire magazine. I don't know what that is, but they started in 2014, so no. Entertainment Weekly, they started doing Game Awards in 2007, so we got 2011 here. No, they didn't do 2011.
Cowards.
They did 2010, skipped 2011, went to 2012.
Cowards.
Eurogamer. Okay, 2001, Grand Theft Auto 3 won. Then, of course, like, isn't Rockstar in the UK?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, they're just biased. They're biased. And 2011, Portal 2, Game Informer. Let's see here, 2001, Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty. Yes, I remember this. They're like the only ones who picked it then.
Yeah, seems like it.
Yeah, and I mean, that was a great game. And I agreed with them then. I agreed with them. Now I don't, but I did. Because that was like one of my favorite games. And 2011, Elder Scrolls 5, Skyrim. GameSpot. They separated. They did console and PC. Console, Grand Theft Auto 3. PC, Serious Sam, The First Encounter.
Interesting.
Oh, I forgot to mention, I did play Serious Sam 4 some.
Oh, really?
It was all right.
Okay.
It's pretty. I actually like the dialogue. I mean, it's cheesy as shit, but it's good. It's not Duke Nukem.
Yeah. It's
more closer to what's the Asian Chinese one I played with the blade?
Shadow Warrior.
Yeah, Shadow Warrior. I think it's more along those lines. 2011 for GameSpot is Elder Scrolls. Games Radar, they didn't have one for 2001, but 2011, Portal 2. Gamest, as ST at the game. It's a Japanese magazine.
Oh, okay.
Oh, they stopped in 1998, so never mind. Giant Bomb. Yeah. They didn't have 2001, of course, but they got 2011. Elder Scrolls 5 one.
Yep.
Hardcore Gamer.
Hardcore.
They didn't start to 2012. IGN, their first awards was 2001. Halo Combat Evolved.
Okay.
Then 2011, Portal 2. Polygon, they didn't start till 2012. Time Magazine, they started at 2006. And 2011, they gave it to Minecraft.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, wait a minute, Minecraft came out that year? Nobody gave it to Minecraft. Tom knew who the audience was. They knew what they were. Yeah, it's like, yep, get that for your kids, people. US Gamer. Oh, that started in 2015. Never mind. Yahoo started in 2007, and so they got 2011. 2011, Batman Arkham City. Oh, wow. They're the ones who picked Batman Arkham City. And that's the last one.
It's the right choice.
Yeah. I mean, it was a good game, yeah. I mean, that was a great year. That was a great year, too. I mean,
it really was.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't as good as 2001, but it was still good. I mean, you had Portal, Elder Scrolls, and Batman Arkham City. I forgot the other one I was mentioning. Oh, Monster Hunter the Third. Monster Hunter the Third. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was going to look at, do I have this up here? Please have this up here where I don't have to look for it. Oh, damn you, Dominic. Damn, you had the page open. I had like the top game. Oh, yeah, I do. I heard this. I'm going to start with 2011. Okay, now what I'm going to do is say what were the best-selling games for that year. So here it is for 2011. Best-selling games in the U.S. I'm going to start from the bottom. Should I start from 10 to 1? I'll start from 10 to 1.
Yeah.
All right. So Assassin's Creed Revelations was number 10 for that year. Just Dance 2 was number 9. Gears of War 3 was number 8.
Okay. Yeah.
Number 7, Batman Arkham City.
All right.
Number 6, Call of Duty Black Ops. Now.
Feels low.
But no, that's pretty high because that's the previous year.
Oh, shit. Okay. Good Lord.
So, thing is, this is all by groups because the MPDs did it by groups. Then, I forgot when they started. Years ago, used to go by console, like when the game sold. Then they stopped doing by console and did it by just the franchise. So what they sold on all platforms. Mm-hmm. So what I'm saying is this is what they all sold on all platforms. Madden NFL 12 was number 5. Battlefield 3 was number 4. Oh yeah, Battlefield 3. I forgot about the game. Damn. Well, it did better than last year's, the previous year's Call of Duty. That's it. Number 3, Elder Scrolls 5, Skyrim. Number 2, Just Dance 3. Oh shit!
What the fuck? Oh my god! So
Just Dance 2, he got the previous year.
Oh goodness!
And number 1, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3.
There it is. Okay.
So Just Dance got 2 up here, and that's the Wii version. They actually did just say the Wii version for that one.
I think carried it. That's why.
Wow, Just Dance 3 had Wii 360 and PS3. Maybe it was just so much Wii version. They say, nah, we're not going to say the whole franchise. Exactly. We're just going to say, no, just that version. That's how good it is. That it just sold that much
on the Wii version. Yep.
Yeah. All right, so the UK, here's what they got. It says other parts of the world also posted their top sellers of the year. Take a look at the UK's. So I'm guessing, I'm assuming this is all of Europe. That's what they usually do, but I don't know. I'm just going to say that it is. Batman Arkham City is number 10. Saints Row the Third is number 9. LA Noire is number 8. Assassin's Creed Revelations is number 7. Just Dance 3 is number 6. Elder Scrolls is number 5. Zumba Fitness is number 4.
Oh my God. I remember that.
Battlefield 3 is number 3. FIFA 12 is number 2. And Call of Duty is number 1. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 is number 1. John, Zumba Fitness. Good God. They love that Zumba over there, huh? And it says both countries share the same top title. 6 games total are similar. And it looks like their love of soccer outweighed our enthusiasm for football. Yeah, I guess that's what it is. Well, I guess this is the Japanese right here. All right. So the Japanese top 10 is Wii Party number 10. Wii Sports Resort number 9. Tales of Exilia, I believe it is. It's number 8. The Tales of game. Number 7, Rhythm Heaven Fever.
Okay.
I was about to say Rhythm Heathen Fever, but it's for the Wii.
Rhythm Heathens.
It was number 7. Final Fantasy Type 0 for the PSP is number 6. Final Fantasy 13-2 is number 5. Monster Hunter Tri G is number 4. I'm surprised. I thought it'd be like number 1. Oh, well, I'll see what number 1 is. Monster Hunter Freedom 3 is number 3 for the PSP. So the right back to back. Super Mario 3D Land was for the 3DS. It's number 2. And Mario Party 7 for the 3DS was number 1. So Mario Party, did it come out the same year as the American one too, I guess? I guess we just didn't buy as much as the Japanese because they love the handhelds more.
Yep. And they love their Mario Party more.
Well, Mario Kart.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
If I say Mario Party, my fault. Mario Kart 7. But yeah, so the Japanese, that's the Japanese. You can see the difference. They're all Japanese made games. Nothing American up here. Nothing American.
Where's Halo? Halo should be on there.
Yeah. So that's from the top selling games for 2011. So 2001 top selling games we got here. So I'm at number 10 for 2001. We got Gran Turismo 3 was number 10. Number 9 was Super Mario Advance. Number 8 was The Legend of Zelda Oracle of Seasons / Oracle of Ages. They shouldn't combine them, Daniel. They should do separate. Pick which one you want.
They were different games, damn it.
They were for the Game Boy Color. The Sims was number 7 for the PC. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone was number 6 for the PlayStation and PC.
Mm-hmm.
Number 5, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 for the PlayStation 2 and PlayStation. Number 4, Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty. Number 3, Grand Theft Auto 3 for the PlayStation 2. Number 2, Madden NFL 2002 for the PS2 and PlayStation. And number 1, Pokemon Gold, Silver, and Crystal. Crystal came out the same year?
That seems weird. Maybe they came out early in the year and then Crystal came out by like December or something. That sounds right. Okay, so they're number 1, of course. So yeah, this is the time when football. See, look, Madden football used to be in the top 10 all the time. Mm-hmm. The back in this day. Now I don't know where it is. It still sells. That's been replaced with the real football, Dominic. Like it might maybe it football. Sells less, but they make more money because of their microtransactions. So there you go. Yeah. But yeah, see Tony Hawk up here, man. Harry Potter. I mean, that's because of just how famous Harry Potter is. I mean, just the name. But it's good as Zelda. Zelda's up here though. Like for the Game Boy Color, man. People bought that game. People bought that boring game. Super Mario Advance. How dare you? And Gran Turismo. I mean, Gran Turismo because it looks so great. But I bet most people couldn't play like me, who just kept crashing because it was too real. And then I like getting licenses. I hate getting licenses. Just like when I got my real license, I hated it. But anyway. Oh yeah, Japan. Do they have the UK? They don't have the UK up here. Oh, I guess it's the PAL regions. I guess that's what it is. The UK has number 10, The Sims. Number 9, Black and White. Oh, yeah. Number 8, Final Fantasy 9. Yep, I like that game. 7, FIFA 2001. That's their football. Number 6, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Good God, man. Y'all horrible taste over there. And this is, it says multi-platform.
Okay, number 5, FIFA Football 2002. Wait a minute. They got FIFA Football 2002 and 2001 in the top 10. Damn, they just love their football, don't they? I mean, they're soccer. Number 4, Grand Theft Auto 3. Number 3, Gran Turismo 3. Number 2, Harry Potter. Oh, I guess because that's over there, so they love Harry Potter more than us because it's one of their people. And number 1, Pokemon. Pokemon's number 1. And I bet you know what? What's funny? Maybe because Pokemon came out a year before in Japan. That's why it's not number 1. Because I'm about to say Japanese top 10. Number 10 was Super Mario Advance. Number 9 was Winning Eleven 5. Pokemon was number 8. I'm guessing it's got to be that they came out the previous year, right? Because I can't believe it's that low. Number 7 is Smash Brothers DX for the GameCube. They call it Dairanto. Smash Brothers DX. Also, I guess this is a mini golf, but it says Mena no Golf 3. Everybody's golf. That's what it means. Number 6. Onimusha was number 5. Wow. Number 4 was Dragon Quest 4 for the PlayStation. Number 3 is Dragon Quest Monsters 2. That beat up Pokemon. Number 2 is Gran Turismo 3. And number 1 is Final Fantasy X. Did you see when the Pokemon come out for Japan? Well, I just clicked on it by accident. Also, okay, yes. It came out the first one came out in 1999. This is right here. So that's like 2 years before that. So yeah, they had time. They probably sold so many. So that's the top 10 for them. The only games I really played, Smash Brothers, Onimusha, I guess. I did like that game, Onimusha. I'm just surprised that franchise just stopped.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see a new Onimusha along with a new Dino Crisis.
You want that French guy to play the actor in the next
Heck yeah, let's bring him back.
That was so weird that they had that guy.
Jean Reno, is that who it was?
Yeah, I had all 3 games too, and I beat it. I don't remember it. I don't remember really none of the games because I haven't played them since I played them. It's just so fucking long ago. But I enjoyed them. All right, so I guess that is it for the flashback segment. So we're going to take a quick break. When we get back, we get to the gaming news.
All right.
And we're back. So let's get into the gaming news, Dan. So what we got?
All right, Dominic. It's the end of an era. The Xbox One consoles are dead. Microsoft is ending production on them to obviously focus production on the new Series S and X consoles. No! That just makes sense.
My Xbox is struggling.
That's why you got to buy a new one.
I'm just streaming games on it. No, if I do play it, actually, yeah, I haven't turned it on since I played with my friends with Grand Theft Auto. That was 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
See, and mine is struggling, but it's struggling with all the streaming apps. Like whenever I click on one,
that's right. I keep forgetting
takes forever to load, and then it dies.
Just
and
buy
then
a Roku, Daniel. So it's just goddamn.
Then my Xbox would never get turned on.
It's like this.
I've considered it because we have a TV in the kitchen that never gets used. But when my mother was here, the Chromecast seemed kind of shitty though, because
they do though.
It's all about like tying it to your phone and like sending stuff there instead of like just using. Yeah,
it is. Yeah, that's what. But still get it though, so you can complain about it up here.
I did think about that when Stadia came out. When they had like the bundle,
I was thinking about that too, but then I saw I was like, fuck it, I'd rather get an Amazon stick or whatever, Fire Stick.
So is Roku like probably the best one right now?
Yeah, I think Roku's the best one.
Okay. Yeah. God, yeah, my Xbox would never get turned on that. But also I could move it to my computer monitor and maybe use it more often. I don't know.
Because if you just go stream the games, you can use. I
was gonna say I would probably just be streaming them like you though, because that thing is not very powerful at this point. So yeah, I don't know. That's something to consider though.
I'm gonna be so mad when Mortal Kombat get off.
Do the Roku? Well, I guess that would be my question. Do the Rokus use like IR remotes or are they Wi-Fi remotes? Because that's one thing I do like about the Xbox. Okay.
I think it's an IR remote for the one you get, but you can use your phone.
Okay. Because I've still got that Logitech remote that just like works so perfectly with everything, and that's why I never like stream stuff with the PlayStation stuff, because on PS3 I had to actually buy like a little IR adapter that somebody developed just to use it with the Harmony stuff, and then the PS4, like nothing from that ever came out, and it's just so convenient to have one remote to control everything.
Yeah, exactly. You might want to check the newer ones, but I know like.
Gotcha.
The one my mom has, is an older one though. It's IR and Wi-Fi, because like if she loses the controllers, remote control or something, she uses her phone.
Gotcha. Yeah. So yeah, they're ending production there. There were some rumors of Sony actually increasing the amount of PS4s that they were producing because they can't make PS5s. Now, Sony has come out and said like, hey, no, we're not increasing the amount. But they also said it in a way like, oh, no, we were planning to do this the entire time. So it's like they also aren't ending production of the PS4 right now. And maybe the components in the PS4 are easier for them to get a handle on, and the PS5 components are harder to get a handle on than it is for Microsoft. I don't know why, if the idea for Microsoft is they're ending production of the Xbox One family so that they can increase the production of the Series consoles, why Sony wouldn't follow suit, try and get those new consoles.
I don't know how really technology works, but can it just melt down the PS4s and combine them and it turn to a PS5 or something like that?
I mean, you just duct tape them together like they did with the Wii's to make Wii U's.
Yeah.
So imagine that's how that works. Yeah. So we'll see. Hopefully this year things will get better, but we'll see. On the other side of Sony hardware, CES happened. That's like the Consumer Electronics Expo that always happens in Vegas at the beginning of the year. Didn't sound like too much came out of that outside of Sony announced the PlayStation VR 2 will be the name of their next VR headset. And it's going to include eye tracking, foveated rendering, and a 2000 by 2040 resolution per eye on their screens. Now, the eye tracking and foveated rendering stuff is interesting because basically they go hand in hand. Foveated rendering means the things that your eyes are focusing on the screen get more resolution, more quality than the things on the outer edges.
Wow, we are getting there, Daniel. We are getting there.
It's kind of crazy because, like, that's kind of how your eyes work, right? Is like the things on the outer edges of your eyes are blurrier to your brain than they are, the things that you're focusing on.
Yeah.
So now we're getting to a point where the computers are allowing you to basically figure out what you would be focusing on and therefore be less taxing on the hardware overall so that, you can get the benefits where you're actually focusing. And it's extremely interesting. And that resolution is higher than like the Oculus Quest 2's, which is 1832 by 1920 per eye. So definitely seeing the resolution increase, like I've talked about it in the past, using that original Rift to even just watch like when they were doing like the live basketball game stuff. Like it's a cool experience, but it's an awful way to watch those things in reality because when you're looking at it on TV, the resolution is just so much higher and everything just looks so much better. So outside of like the gimmick of you being courtside.
They need to be like Cyberpunk, man, and get where you get the actual eyeballs.
Exactly.
You
just plug
them
in the back of my eye socket. Absolutely. Yeah, and get that cool like sound when you're moving your eyeball around. Yep. Definitely need that. Along with that PlayStation VR 2 announcement, they also announced a new Horizon Zero Dawn game for the headset. It's called Horizon Call of the Mountain. And they just had like a short little teaser trailer of you in first person going down this river as one of those tall necks goes by. And it's like, ooh, wow, I can see the tall neck in VR. So that should be cool. I very much think Horizon is a good game for that because it sounds like they're doing a different story than the Aloy stuff. But a lot of the fun in VR is like the experiencing different scale stuff and also stuff like climbing, I think would be really good. And you get that out of a Horizon game. So that should be pretty neat once it comes out. We'll see when that actually releases, because it doesn't seem like it would necessarily be smart to release a VR headset for a console that you can't even get right now, if they can produce them and not produce enough PlayStation 5s. So
we'll see.
Indeed. Some other news, Dominic. We had talked about the potential for this to happen, but Ubisoft Plus is coming to the Xbox finally.
Hold on, before you finish.
Okay.
Before you finish, because I was like other people, I got kind of excited. And I was like, oh my God, this is the dream. This is the dream right here. But then I was like, wait a minute. They don't say coming to Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, though. And like it's free.
But they also did try and I don't know if they tried to confuse it, but it was definitely confusing because they also announced that Rainbow Six Extinction was launching on Game Pass when it comes out on January 20th. So it's like, PlayStation, they're doing the thing, huh? They're doing the EA Play thing, huh? And then, you find out that it's going to cost an extra subscription to do that.
It's cost, what, $15?
Is that what it is? I can't remember. Softs Plus.
And that's the same price as
Game Pass.
Xbox Game Pass Ultimate.
Yeah. So it's definitely sorry, I was waiting for that car to go by.
I was hoping that it should be a deal. It should be like, if I have Game Pass Ultimate, I only pay this much amount.
Pay $5 more.
Like what cable used to do. Like you have a cable box and you pay this amount for HBO. Well, not cable. Actually, no, I think some apps or something like that. Like you add it HBO for extra $5 or whatever it is. Like it's not like buying it by itself, or something like that. Like buying an app by itself, it's something different. Like it's a little cheaper. You get a deal. You get a deal because you get a bundle with something else.
Exactly.
Because paying $15, like $30 a month, you can't play but so many games a month, and that's a lot. I mean, that's basically, like a game is half off.
Yeah, that would definitely be something you would maybe get some value out of it if you're like, I'm going to pick this up for a month. Like we say for the streaming services where it's like, HBO's got this movie for this month. Plus I can watch some of the shows that they've got. I'll pick it up and then I'll cancel it.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
And now I want to know with Ubisoft Plus, is it now, it could be a selling point for them. It could be a little bit better if it's Ubisoft Plus on all platforms. It's $15 a month.
Right.
Is that what it is?
So it looks like yes, because you can also, which I thought you were going to say was play stuff through the Xbox cloud streaming. But it seems like they already have their own cloud. Well, no, it doesn't. It seems
they were Stadia, right? They were Stadia on that.
Both
right?
that and the Luna stuff.
The Luna? Okay.
Yeah, but it does seem like if you buy that, you could play it through either of those two.
Yeah, so I guess that is something, but I don't know. I feel like, come on, give me a deal, man. Give me a deal. Like, come on, Xbox, give me, or them, or vice versa, Stadia or something like that. Say, hey, that deal, I'm gonna pay $15 a month. Hey, if you pay for Pro, Stadia Pro, you get Ubisoft Plus for only $5 extra or something like that.
Absolutely. And I feel like depending on how things shake out for them, maybe we could see that somewhere down the line. But because EA did have their run of, hey, here's EA access on the console before it was just tied into
exactly
to Game Pass. So,
but EA also did an upgrade. They got an EA Play Pro where some games are up there that you can't play because
right.
I don't know if they do it like Ubisoft though, because Ubisoft is day and date new games.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know if EA does that with. Maybe they do that with EA Play Pro. I haven't really looked at it hard enough to really see if it does that or not.
Gotcha. Yeah, so we shall see how that shakes out. We got some bad news earlier this week, Dominic. Stalker 2 if you were looking forward to that, which was coming out April 28th, is now pushed all the way back to December 8th of this year. Yeah, got a significant delay there. Same with, when we saw the Saints Row delay. Stalker was also kind of in the news about that NFT stuff a little while back. Luckily, they kind of, just fell back on that one, said, oh, yep, we made a mistake. We're not going to go through with that. Unlike some of these game developers that we will be talking about later. Yeah, so Stalker 2, what was your level of interest there? Was that a game that you were looking forward to playing, or was it just like, oh, yeah, that's cool?
No offense to them. I mean, maybe I would have liked it, but it was 0.
Okay.
I didn't really care. Oh, my God, did he get the interception? No, he didn't. Oh, God damn.
I will say, like, those games remind me a lot of Metro, and you're a fan of the Metro series, so I wouldn't be surprised if, you give that game a try and it actually grows on you,
Yeah, it might. But yeah, I wasn't really,
Yeah. I gotcha. All right, in some other news, Dominic, Take-Two has acquired Zynga, a name you probably haven't heard in a while, for $12.7 billion. They said this is a move to kind of expand some of their AAA. Yeah, how much?
I only did like 12.1 billion, and I said, I can't do it. I said I can't do it. I can't do no more.
It's 0.6, just too much, huh? Yeah, I mean, this is wild because like Zynga is just a name that I feel like has not been as relevant in quite a while. We aren't in the heydays of Farmville and Words with Friends and stuff like that. They do have that Star Wars like first person Fortnite-y thing coming out at some point, I think. But
yeah, that's right.
Other than that, like what is Zynga doing? Doesn't seem like it's making a whole lot of money, but I could be wrong.
For that amount of money, like I don't know. I mean, they must be doing something.
Yeah.
Or plans.
Or they have plans.
Yeah. Plans for something.
Putting Grand Theft Auto on phones or whatever, right?
They already done
that. Again. Making worse versions of that? No.
Yes.
Yeah. So they're working on that. Dominic, I got some bad news for you.
What?
E3 2022 has been confirmed to be all digital again due to spikes in. I don't know. The question is, does it make a difference? Like to you and me, who most likely would not be traveling to Los Angeles to go to see these games.
I want to happen for everybody to get COVID. They get the new variant that comes out that time.
Yeah, so they can build their immunity, of course.
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah. But yeah, they're going all digital again this year, which the sad thing is like, this is the thing that hit me and went, oh shit, man, we've been living through this for 3 years now. Like we're going into the third year of this because 2019 was the first one that got canceled, or 2020 rather. Sorry. 2020 was the first one that got canceled. And that was already where, like I was saying, like, they might have lucked out here because they seemed like they were kind of on shaky legs already. And this is just an excuse for them to cancel something that probably should have been canceled already. Yeah, so in 2020,
because I don't fucking remember. They didn't do nothing that year, right?
Right.
Or did it do something?
Yes. No, I think they didn't do anything that year because that was the first year that Keeley was like, yo, I'm going to do this Summer Games Fest thing. And then last year they tried to do a digital thing.
Well, they did do it. Technically.
They did, but it was underwhelming. Like,
yeah.
And that's kind of why I feel like this is sad because like these digital shows have been pretty Well, that was Game Fest stuff. See, that's where this stuff starts to like mix up for me because like
I was about to say the Game Fest stuff was the beginning of Game Fest.
Yeah,
it was good 2 years ago
because we still had we had an Xbox conference last year, right?
Yeah,
that was
part
I'm about
to say last year they had E3 last year. I know that. I mean, it was okay. It wasn't horrible, but it was okay.
Yeah, because that's when they showed off like Redfall and all that stuff. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it wasn't too bad. It's just, it's getting that mixed up with the Game Fest stuff. And like, it's not as centralized when it's not a physical thing, because everybody starts to go like...
Sony it's not like doing anything around there. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen this year. I mean, I'm going to assume they're not going to be with them, but...
Yeah.
They didn't even do it like around the same... I think they did like almost like a month later or a few weeks later. It wasn't even like around the same time.
Yeah, it was definitely spaced out from there, because we were like, are we getting any news from them at any point? Yeah. So... Yeah, and then we got like a direct or whatever their equivalent, state of play, I guess. So yeah, we'll see what we get out of this year's digital event. I just want games, Dominic. Not that I need any more games. There's so many freaking games right now.
But just the excitement of looking at games.
Yes, that's all I need. Just the excitement of more games.
Yeah.
To play after I eventually beat all the games that I currently have, right? Yeah. So we got that going on. Speaking of new games, Dominic, this one will not make it to E3 because Kirby and the Forgotten Land, that's that new 3D Kirby platformer for the Switch, that is coming out on March 25th. So that'll come out before E3. And this year we will be celebrating the 30th anniversary of Kirby. So we'll see if Nintendo actually has anything in store for that, or if they give it the Metroid treatment of pretending like Zelda. It didn't happen. Zelda, they at least came out with Skyward Sword, which that's debatable, but they at least came out with the little Game & Watch thing. Like, they didn't even give...
Only you Metroid and your people, the people who got it, liked it. It doesn't give a shit about that damn thing.
But at least it's something, is all I'm saying. It's not a great celebration of it, but at least they did something. So we'll see. I saw people speculating, if they do another Game & Watch for Kirby, I'd get it. Like, now we're pushing it. Yeah, now I regret making the mistake of
and all those people, when they die, they go to hell too. Who say they want that? God damn it.
Because now that's all we're ever going to get every year. It's just a new handheld
Eagles,
thing.
Man, fuck y'all. Why'd y'all go to the playoffs? Damn.
To just be this bad. All right. Yeah, so we got that. Another way that companies celebrate anniversaries, Dominic, Konami is celebrating the anniversary of Castlevania through NFTs, because of course we got to talk about NFTs.
Oh yeah,
this is a video game podcast, and that's all video games do now. NFTs. So yeah, if you want to get some Konami Castlevania related NFTs, you can do that. Check that out.
Copy and paste them on it.
Screenshot them. Yes. Yeah. Also, GameStop stock went up because they were talking about NFTs. Now, we've talked about this a little bit in the past, but it would probably be in GameStop's best interest to do that kind of, to invest in this kind of thing, because one of the few legitimate, and the blockchain stuff is weird with the environment and everything. Everybody promises that their version of, NFTs is going to try and make it better, but digital games are a thing. They're here to stay. If I could purchase a digital game and then with the power of the blockchain sell my copy of a digital game and basically revoke my license, I could see how that could be advantageous to a consumer and to GameStop if they could figure out a way to be that middleman. Now, I don't see how Microsoft or Sony would basically profit, or how it would be advantageous to them to allow GameStop to be a middleman to just get additional funds out of this. I doubt they would. So honestly,
yeah, it probably won't happen then.
That's why I've always thought GameStop is going to go out of business sooner or later, but that is one of the few ways that I could see this technology being a good to people, because, that was always the thing, is like, if we don't have physical media, I can't buy a used copy of a game cheaper, or I can't do this, I can't do that. But theoretically, if we're allowed to do that, and that was kind of what Xbox was talking about back at the beginning of the Xbox One when they got so much heat because they were talking about, digital only and online presence and stuff like that, needing the console to be online to verify, the ownership of this game because we're moving in that direction. And it's funny because we kind of spun back there, and now you have consoles that are only digital, and obviously we have advanced a bit from where we were then. There are still plenty of people out there, especially in the middle of this country, that don't have access to quality internet, though. So, those problems still exist for some people. But that's kind of where I'm at with NFTs as a potential to be positive. But right now, with all the, ape pictures and, fucking Chadwick Boseman images from the Golden Globes or whatever, or the Oscars or whatever it is, like that shit is just the stupidest thing I've ever heard of. But I feel like there could be uses for this if we kind of refocused our attention elsewhere. I was also looking at Twitter earlier this week, and Troy Baker, famous voice actor in games like Uncharted and Last of Us and things of that nature. Batman, yes. He was. No, he wasn't Batman. Who did he play?
What? No, he was Batman.
He was Batman?
Yeah, he was Batman in the actual one of the movies and in the animated movies. Oh, and he was Batman in the Telltale game.
Okay. Oh, it was Nolan North that was the Penguin. That's who it was. Because I was thinking it was him that was. Okay. Yeah, so Troy Baker is a pretty prolific voice actor. He got himself into some trouble on Twitter this past week because he's out there supporting a company called like Voice NFT or something, like Voice something. Basically trying to sell voice NFTs. Basically the premise seemingly is, hey, you buy this voice that you like that someone has created, and then you can use it in all the things. On your online multiplayer games, you can have Troy Baker's voice be the character there. You can have him be the character in this other game. You can make him read audiobooks to you and stuff like that. And it's just like, oh, here we are. Dominic, you could have Troy Baker's voice replace our voices on this podcast.
Yeah.
We could do it through our voice NFTs. You would never have to hear our actual voices ever again. Like, there are some levels to that where it's like, that could be interesting. Like, if you do have this like voice in your head that's like, this is the voice I want to hear everything in, and you could have like audiobooks do that and whatnot. It could be kind of fun. And on the opposite end of it, like, I could see how, as a voice actor, this could be an interesting route for you to go. The same way, like, I see a lot of this stuff from like artists. I could see why an artist might want to get involved in this, where their transaction, or they sell a piece of artwork and then someone else sells their piece of artwork for an even larger price because now it's, a famous piece for some reason, and they get a kickback off of that. And I understand why video game companies also look at that and salivate. But it's that point where I'm starting to like, oh, they're just trying to make money. Whereas like artists, like, I tend to feel like at least they're the ones creating the thing.
Yeah.
Same with these voice actors, where it's like versus these companies that are just, trying to milk us for every dime we've got. So like there are aspects of the whole thing that I understand. But then you start to talk about, the environmental impact of the blockchain as an idea, that it just gets out of control, and it's not good. So I understand like the very real pushback from everybody in video games regarding it, especially when a lot of these companies, like we saw Square Enix come out, and I don't think we talked about that because that kind of happened in the weeks that we were off. Or the week that we were off, But basically, the president of Square Enix put out a statement to the company saying, hey, look, we're going to be dabbling into NFTs, and we know that the players aren't really there right now.
I sent you that tweet with Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, but, we're still going in that direction. And that's what gets me is, like, they hear this buzzword, and they don't have ideas for it yet, but they're just like, let's sell them some pictures. Let's sell them some shit that they can right click and save, take a screenshot of. So that's what's, I think, the most frustrating thing for me is just seeing how these companies are just mishandling all of this stuff. So speaking of companies mishandling things, Dominic, a man by the name of Jeff Ross, the roast master general from Comedy Central Roast. No, not the comedian. The director of Days Gone, the not so popular video game about zombies that came out the same year as Last of Us 2, which really probably hurt them, with motorcycles. So there was a news story that came out. I think it was Game Informer whose article he actually linked to. That Ghost of Tsushima had surpassed 8 million sales, and basically he was like, oh yeah, we sold 8 million and they weren't happy about that. Sony's only looking at the bottom line and they're looking at review scores and our game didn't do that well. And then it kind of turned embarrassing for him because apparently he didn't actually have figures. And he was basing this on a trophy tracking website as to how many sales they had, which is just the saddest thing.
Because he was serious about it.
Yeah, he was very serious about it. But the sad thing that says to me is these developers, and we've seen it in the past with Hitman, and I think even Tomb Raider stuff, especially with Square Enix, where it's these developers who are making the game for these publishers don't even then get the sales figures for their own games. And the publishers are basing bonuses and things of that nature on these numbers. Same with review scores and things of that nature, which at least those are public. You can see them online. And then they're saying oh no, you didn't beat these sales numbers. And it's well, how many did we sell? Were we 2 off? Were we millions off? Can we work out a deal where I can still make a sequel? Because Days Gone seems like one of those games where it's yeah, this game had its issues, but you could see a sequel to this game.
Yeah, exactly. It'd be better.
A lot better. Yeah.
It got released on PC.
Yeah, it's out on PC.
Yeah, and I think it's gained, some even momentum from that because some people were saying how they enjoy playing it on PC.
Yeah, I think between that and even the PlayStation Plus release, people have kind of come around on that game a lot more. Just saying, we can see the potential in it and would have liked to see something else. And based on, the stories that have gone around is, they pitched a Days Gone 2 to Sony, and Sony was basically no, we don't need that. So yeah, it's really sad that the game industry is broken in such a way that is the
so
main
weird.
Creatives don't know anything about the money stuff. Seemingly, that's So bad video game industry once again, Dominic. Story old as time. And then of course there were also some stories out Lego's not releasing their Overwatch 2 set because of what's going on with Activision Blizzard right now. And part of me is well, yeah, also Overwatch 2 isn't coming out anytime soon. So they don't have much incentive unless they've actually produced those Lego sets already and they're sitting on a shelf somewhere to actually release that thing when they could, spin up the lines for something else much more popular at this time. And then, of course, Phil Spencer's been out there kind of saying they're reevaluating their relationship with Activision as well. They, of course, haven't really had the Call of Duty
all they
stuff for a while.
Reevaluating is that another presser saying they're sorry. Okay, that's
exactly. Can I wait this out and then get them on board to have Call of Duty exclusive again. Can we do that? Yeah. It very much is. Like, it's corporate speak about, he's in trouble right now. Can I skirt by saying he's doing bad things until the bad things have been washed over, and then we can move on? Yeah. So that's where we're at with that, Dominic. Did you see any other game news this week that you wanted to talk about?
None. But I will mention that, because I was telling you, like, we can talk about the games we played this year, but this is a long podcast, so we're going to do that next week. Okay. And I probably won't talk about, I'll probably take out some stuff. Maybe we don't talk about, hopefully it's not a lot of games for the flashback segment, and then we can just skip that. And
gotcha.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah. All right, Dominic, we'll get into the new releases that we've got. We've actually got some kicking off the year here. We got Monster Hunter Rise coming to the PC finally.
Monster Hunter. I've been hearing this name, this podcast.
Yes. As it turns out, it lives on, Dominic. We also got Astro Near for the Nintendo Switch.
Oh, it's on Nintendo Switch now.
Yep. And we got Shadow Man Remastered out now on the Xbox One and PS4. It was so funny because I saw on Twitter, I guess, like I don't know if it was the publisher or like game developer or something. He was like, you asked for it and we're giving it to you. Shadow Man Remastered. I was like, who is asking for this? No one asked for that. Were you?
I asked for it.
God damn it, Dominic. It was you. Yeah. So Shadow Man Remastered out now on the Xbox.
That's the one who looks
PS4.
like Vin Diesel, right?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
The one where like the second game you could put like Shadow Man on your tombstone and get it for free or something like that.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's coming out on Nintendo Switch on the 17th. I figure I'll mention that now since we're recording on the 16th. That way I don't have to mention it again next week. And of course, Dominic, we got God of War,
Look at that.
Former
Another
PlayStation
Sony game.
exclusive, coming out on the PC. It sounds like it's pretty good on the PC, Dominic.
Yeah. I heard it's running pretty good. Looks pretty good. Yeah, I mean,
yeah, it's good. I know they stumbled a little bit with Horizon when that initially came out, but it's good to hear that a good game can continue to be good and enjoyed by people that may not have a PlayStation on the PC. So I hope they continue this trend.
Yeah. More people to play.
Yep. Release Ratchet and Clank, you cowards.
And make a streaming service so I can stream it and I'll have to have a high-powered PC.
Absolutely, yeah. All right, Dominic, so did you have anything else for the week?
Nah, I'm good.
All right. Thank you guys as always for listening. You can check us out on Twitter. Dominic is at DStallworth5. I'm at RegulusMB. The podcast is at Superpod, SUPAPOD. Superpod.com is the website. You can check us out there, as all of our previous podcasts, as well as links to all the places you can find us, including YouTube, where there is a video version of this podcast, as well as Stitcher, Spotify, iTunes, Apple. I already said Apple, Amazon, basically any place you can find a podcast, you can probably find us. Until next time, guys, see you later.
All right, see you.